Is your dryer not heating up, maybe not turning on, or maybe the timer isn't advancing through the cycles? What if I told you that all those problems might be linked back to a faulty or broken timer? I'm Dustin with Parts Doctor, and today I'm going to show you how to test and troubleshoot a Whirlpool dryer timer. This also applies to some other great brands such as Kenmore, Maytag, Amana, and more. Stick around because nobody's got time for a broken timer. If you need to purchase a new timer for your Whirlpool dryer, you can check out our website, partsdoctor.com, where we offer fast shipping and only sell manufacturer-approved, genuine replacement parts for all major appliance brands. The dryer timer controls the duration, length, and various cycle options for the dryer. Internally, the timer contains multiple electrical contacts that open and close at different points in the cycle to control the electrical components of the dryer. If the timer fails, the dryer may not advance through the drying cycles properly. Or, if the electrical contacts inside the timer fail, the dryer can have a wide range of symptoms, including not heating, not starting, and more. Anytime that you're working on the electronics or the electrical system of your dryer, remember to disconnect the appliance from the power. Before we start testing our timer, there's a few things that we can knock off the troubleshooting checklist. First is your timer is designed to go in a clockwise motion automatically once you set the cycle and start the dryer. If your dryer does no longer go through the cycle automatically, that could mean that you have a broken timer motor, and that's located right here on the back. Unfortunately, these are not sold separately, so you'd have to replace the entire timer. If your timer still goes forward once you set it, that's not the issue. Take your timer off and give it a little shake. There are plastic and metal components inside this timer, and if something breaks, you can usually hear it if you shake it. Of course, this requires you to take it off of the console, and if you need any help with that, I have a video linked in the description where I walk you through step by step. So now that our timer still moves forward and doesn't sound like anything's broken on the inside, we're going to grab our multimeter and our wiring diagram, and we're going to test some of these components on the back to see if there's anything wrong with the internals of this. As you can see, I have the console completely taken off of the dryer, but that is not necessary. I'm only doing that for filming's sake. It's actually important that you leave the timer connected to the console so you can see what cycle the timer is currently in for testing purposes. To test the timer, you will need to locate the wiring diagram that came with your dryer. For this model, it's taped to the top panel of the dryer inside the control panel. For the next test, we will be utilizing the timer position chart on the top of the wiring diagram. The left side of this chart shows the various cycle positions for the timer. In other words, each one of these lines represents a different physical location on the timer. To test a different cycle, find that cycle's description on the left side of the chart, then move the timer to that corresponding position on the timer. For example, if we're having issues with the automatic drying cycle on our dryer, we would set the timer to the automatic dry cycle with the dryer control knob and follow the auto-regular line on the chart. The top of the chart has various combinations of letters separated by a dash. These letters directly correspond with the terminals on the backside of the timer. If you look closely, you will see that near each metal terminal is a letter labeling it. We will use these letter labels when testing the timer. Continuing with our example, to test the automatic cycle, we would follow the auto-regular line on the chart and see that our first test is between the terminals T and X. Using the legend on the right, we will see that by testing the continuity between the terminals T and X, it should be open. Open simply means that it shouldn't have continuity, so your multimeter will not signal or beep when you test between these two. Moving to the next set of terminals, we can see that testing T and F is marked as closed. This means the timer is completing the circuit or loop and it's closed, and the multimeter will beep or show there's continuity between those two terminals. Now that we have an understanding of how to use the timing positioning chart on the wiring diagram, I can demonstrate how the test should look. We are now going to test the timed drying cycle on the timer. Rotate the timer control knob clockwise to the middle of the timed dry cycle. Prepare your multimeter by setting it to the continuity setting. Tap the testing leads together to test your multimeter. Follow the row next to the timed-regular. The first column on the top is the T-X. Locate terminal T and terminal X on the back of your timer. Then place either one of your two test leads on the T and the other one on the X. The meter should beep for continuity since these terminals should be in the closed position. Now test T to F. These should not have continuity. C to H also should not have continuity. The meter should not beep on the ones that do not have continuity. C to B should have continuity. C to A should also have continuity. On our dryer, these terminals control the power to the heater circuit and they're the most common to fail. If you can, keep the testing leads connected to the A and C terminals and lightly apply pressure back and forth and up and down on the control knob on the front of the timer. If the continuity goes in and out, this usually suggests that the internal components are not making solid contact and could soon fail altogether. T2 to W should not have continuity. T2 to S should have continuity. If your results do not match the chart, the timer is most likely bad and will need to be replaced. If you need to purchase a timer, make sure you get a manufacturer certified replacement part like the ones that we sell on our website, partsdoctor.com. We'll leave a link in the description below. You want to make sure that you're searching with the model number from the tag on your dryer to be sure that you're getting the correct part. To test the timer on other cycle positions, follow the same process as outlined previously, making note of the different open and closed positions corresponding with the chart on the wiring diagram. Once again, if the continuity results do not match the timer chart, the timer will need to be replaced. Thanks for coming along to the timer testing and troubleshooting video. I had a lot of fun making it. If you got any value out of it, consider hitting that like button below the video. Also, I'd love to hear what happened to your timer, what fixed it, or any appliance success story that you have. Throw it down in the comments below. And if you enjoy saving money on fixing your appliances at home, consider subscribing to the channel. We put videos out all the time about how you can fix your appliances at home. I'm Dustin with the Parts Doctor, and until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.